Hello, hackers. Welcome to pwn.college. I'm Jan. Today we're talking about the file system, specifically in Linux. Okay, what is a file system? A file system is a complex storage structure that enables a computer to store your files. Right? Computer store data by taking the data, putting it into a logical storage format called a file. Just takes the data, boom, puts it in there and stores it. All right, that made no sense. And of course, if you're a fan of Zoolander, it doesn't make sense to these fine gentlemen either, right? These files, they don't just exist in the ether. If you have a Mac or if you're on a phone, typically you'll pull up the Files app and here are your files, right? And they're just kind of floating around inside the computer. That they're not just little like yummy croutons in a computer soup or something. They live in a structured place called the file system, and they live inside directories, right? So you typically have a directory, say, hey, this is my personal data, and you put files in it. You put your stuff, and then here's work data, and you put files in it. And actually, those directories themselves live inside other directories, right? And so you might have good digital organization, and you have your personal and your work directories, and inside your personal one, and so on. And then those directories live in yet other directories. So all of that, your data goes into your data directory, and then that gets put into a directory if you're on a multi-user server, like your school's file server or something, gets put into a directory that has everyone's data directories. And then that gets stored in the root directory that's styled / right? Or because this video is mirrored / like that. Whatever. Anyways. Okay. So this is complicated, right? This is like you start out with the root of the file system, tree. And then inside that, there are these top level directories. There's system data, user data. And inside that, in the system data, there's programs, configurations. It's pretty complex. And, it's just something that you'll have to learn. And I have an awesome visual aid we'll get to in a second. How do you, given this big mess of boxes inside boxes inside boxes, basically directories inside directories inside directories with a file at that, how do you actually say, hey, I want my pumpkin pie recipe or something, right? Well, you refer to your pumpkin pie recipe or whatever you want to identify a specific program under the program directory, etc., using a path, right? A path is basically a set of directories and a file and then joined by / So that first / signifies the root, and then you go into user data, and then you go into Jan's data, and then you go into personal, and then you go into cooking, and then you go into pumpkin pie recipe. Wild. Of course, it's not actually user data and Jan's data. It's not that simple. As I mentioned in a previous video, Linux evolved over a long time, being pulled in different directions by a lot of different people, and many of these decisions were actually even before before Linux existed. And these decisions that I'm referring to right now is what to call these standard system directories, and it's kind of crazy, right? So instead of system data or whatever, we have USR, Unix System Resource. /USR has bin. These are originally stands for binaries. Many of the things in there are now not binaries, they're scripts, etc. This is where actual programs live. /user, USR is often pronounced user, even though it is not user, the word, it's USR. /user /lib is where libraries, resources that those programs use live, etc., etc., etc. etc is for configuration files, system level configuration files. And then user data lives in /home, and then the user ID /home/hacker in the pwn.college infrastructure is where your data lives. /temp is where temporary data live, and so on. Now, in Linux, this is very different than in Windows. In Windows, you may be used to C, D, E, etc., etc. In Linux, it is all starts with /, and then all your different drives and whatever get kind of attached to different parts of this system. So in /media / blah 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 something, depending specifically on your specific configuration, is where the directory representing your USB drive would show up if you plugged it in to a Linux laptop and your Linux actually worked on that laptop. Okay. Now you are saying, what the hell's going on? Let's have a visual aid. I have an actual physical file system here. Boom. / Amazing. And this is my root directory of a file system. Let's open it up, see what's in here. There's some other directories in here. We have /usr/user. We have /challenge. We have big guy /home. Very cool. And then, if you want to get into those, let's grab /challenge. This is in the pwn.college infrastructure. /challenge is where all of the challenges live, all the challenges data files for whatever challenge you're working on. And typically it's /challenge/server, /challenge/run, /challenge/solve, /challenge/ whatever. And here's a file. It's called /challenge/run. All right, sweet. Let's run this challenge. We open the file. There's some data on the file. Answer my riddle 3. All right, that's a file. This file, because it lives in challenge, which in turn lives in the root directory, is / for root, challenge / the combination delimiter character, run, /challenge/run. All right, so that's /challenge/run. Let's close it up. Let's see what's in Unix system resource /user. All right, we go in there and hey, there's another directory in this directory. All right, so you can kind of start seeing how this works. Here is user bin. Okay, let's open up user bin. And the directory itself is just bin. The directory itself doesn't know it's user bin. It's just bin. And you know what? If I took it from here and I actually put it in challenge and I used the mv command in Linux to actually move this directory, and I had the permissions and everything, boom, now it's /challenge/bin, and your system no longer works because the shell expects, and many other things expect there to be things under /user/bin. I once wrote a packager, and accidentally in writing this little packager, removed /user/bin from my personal laptop, and that was not fun. I was not able to recover that. Just had to call that a loss. Anyways, back to move it back into user. Okay, now we have user bin. What's in here? Well, they're commands. Here is ls, right? List directory. You run ls, it lists. It looks in the box and tells you, oh, there's these files in it. And if you open up ls, there's some mysterious stuff that I painted on with my son's dot painters because it's very hard to understand these programs. But you know what? By the time we're done with the entire pwn.college course, you will understand them quite well. What else? There's bin /user /bin /cat. Inside cat, another hard to understand mysterious binary. Oh, I dropped cat on the floor. My bad. We're back. Okay. So, put that away. All right, we close up user bin. Goodbye, user bin. Let's tackle home. This guy's big. Usually, slash home in any like user system is going to be the biggest directory, like in terms of all the things it has. Listen to that. Hopefully, I didn't just mess everything up. You know, it has all of your on pwn.college, all of your solutions, etc., and your personal machine, all of your videos, your games, depending on how you install them, etc., all lives there. All your save files. All right, let's see what we got in here. Slash home slash hacker. All right. Slash home slash hacker on the pwn.college infrastructure is your home for a hacker user. This is where everything lives. All right. And in that, you might have a bunch of stuff. For example, right in home, you have notes.txt. Or sorry, right in home hacker, you have notes.txt. And in notes.txt, you wrote, note to self, I love hacking. Awesome. So this file is slash home slash hacker slash notes.txt. And we could move it using the mv command, and we could move it anywhere. We could move it into slash usr. Don't do that on the infrastructure, even if you have super user act. This directory gets reset between challenge runs. The only thing that stays around is your hacker home directory. So anything you want saved long term, stick it in this box. All right, so we have nodes, but you can see here we have another directory in here. So under slash home slash hacker slash, let's get this out here, solutions. Ooh. Slash home slash hacker slash solutions slash script.py. You're going to be writing a lot of Python scripts. Hello, hackers. It's my secret opener for all the videos. All right, let's put that away. So solutions goes hackers. This home hacker solutions goes back in the home directory. What else is in here? Oh, look. It's my personal home directory slash home slash Zardas. It's not on the infrastructure. Hopefully you don't have access to this. A lot of stuff in here. A lot of random stuff because I'm not always good at organizing, especially my home directory. Got like pwn.college challenge coins. Have some cool ones printed out. I have a Wavebird receiver. Anyone remembers the Wavebird? One of the best controllers ever made. I have a Pink Yoshi's head, Lego Yoshi's, and boom, here's Lego Yoshi. Got a carabiner, useful if you want to link something. We'll talk about links actually in a later video. Got a whole pecan if you get hungry. Some Switch games. Anyways, a lot of stuff in the home directory. If you want to just ditch this data, you can use the rm command to remove it from directory. Boom, empty home directory. Be careful and make sure you have backups. Put that back in home, close up home, and we're done. That's all I personally have in my file system box. Close this, put it away. Awesome. All right. Thank you for exploring that with me. Let's keep going and finish up this lecture. All right. So navigating the file system. You saw me navigate that box. That was really fun. But the real file system is inside the computer. You can't get at that box with your bare hands. But you can use commands to navigate around it. First command, the cd command. Change directory. CD. You type cd, and then you give it a parameter, an argument. CD /, you're going all the way back to the root directory. Awesome. CD space home. Right? If you are in the root directory and you're looking here and you say, okay, CD into home. Okay. Now we've got home. And now we're looking into this. We're here. We're inside home. And then you type pwd, and it tells you, oh, it prints out your working directory. Your current working directory is where your program in Linux, your shell is just a program that prints stuff to you, is currently looking, right? You also see that same directory in the prompt of most shells. And then we can cd into hacker, and here we go again, and so on, right? You can use ls. We talked about ls. ls lives inside the file system in /user bin. And when you type ls, the file system looks for ls in here, and we'll talk about how that happens later. And then it will find it, run it, and ls will look in the current directory. It inherits that from the shell and just print out everything that's in there. Very cool. All right. There are two types of paths, and we already kind of implicitly saw them. If you start a path with a forward slash, you are using an absolute path. Forward slash blah, forward slash blah, that starts all the way back at root and then goes in through your file system tree. Relative paths, if you don't start with forward slash, it starts from the current directory and just says, so if you're looking into home, and I just say Zardus, cd Zardus, it just looks right in here and looks for Zardus and opens this one. If, on the other hand, I type cd / Zardus, even though I'm looking into home, I type cd / Zardus and it says, oh crap, gotta close this up, go back to the root directory, and then it starts looking for Zardus over here. There is no Zardus over here, and it tells me no such directory. Cool. All right. Let's take a closer look at the path, right? So again, leading forward slash, different directory names joined together by forward slashes, usually a file indent, or it could be a directory indent if you're referring to the directory. CD just takes a directory. Other things that can go in the path. A dot is a special directory that signifies the directory itself. So /home /Zardus /dot /Zardus, that's that same directory. That is /home /Zardus /dot, sorry, back up. /home /Zardus /dot 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 is the same /home /Zardus, just keeps going into itself. /home /Zardus /dot goes up one, right? So if I have /home /Zardus /dot, I just keep looking at here, /dot, keep looking in here, /dot, keep looking in here, /dot, pack this up, go back to the directory that contained it. Nice and simple. It can be a little confusing and tricky, but in the end, it's nice and simple. Cool. So all of these paths on the slide are all going to /home /yans /flag /flags /top secret. All right. That's all I have for you on paths. I hope you enjoyed the concept of the file system, my little box file system. Believe it or not, that costs like way too much money in boxes because I bought a whole gag gift box. Anyways, doesn't matter. Keep pushing through and keep learning Linux.